Intelligence chief defends finding Russia meddled in election.
This was a multifaceted campaign.
Our nation has no policy and thus no strategy for cyber deterrence.
In the first public hearing about Russia's interference in the U.S. election, top intelligence officials said there is no evidence Moscow changed vote tallies, but said it's impossible to gauge the exact impact of the unprecedented cyber campaign.
The hacking was only one part of it, and it also entailed classical propaganda, disinformation, fake news.
You say you think this was approved at the highest level of government in Russia.
That's what we said.
While senators and intelligence officials talked about how the U.S. should define, defend, and retaliate against acts of cyber warfare at the international level, a cybersecurity task force co-chaired by Republican Congressman Michael McCaul released its recommendations for President-elect Trump's administration.
So I propose a major reorganization and consolidation of our domestic civilian cyber defense efforts into a single strong cybersecurity agency at the Department of Homeland Security.
The task force highlighted the need to quickly strengthen cyber defenses of America's critical infrastructure and recruit a new workforce in cybersecurity professionals.
Even if we wanted to make our government more secure and our IoT devices more secure, we can't find the people to do it.
All of this took place following tweets by President-elect Donald Trump casting doubt on U.S. intelligence agencies and their information about Russia's hacking, saying, Julian Assange said a 14-year-old could have hacked Podesta. Why was DNC so careless? Also said Russians did not give him the info. The Wall Street Journal reports that Trump is planning to revamp the intelligence community, and Thursday he named recently retired Indiana Senator Dan Coats as his pick for Director of National Intelligence.
Is there a difference between espionage and interfering in an election?
Yes, espionage implies to me at least, a passive, passive collection, and this was much more activist.
So when it comes to espionage, we better be careful about throwing rocks. When it comes to interfering in our election, we better be ready to throw rocks. Do you agree with that?
That's a good metaphor.
I think what Obama did was throw a pebble. I'm ready to throw a rock. Would I be justified as a United States Senator taking your information about Russia's involvement in our election and what they're doing throughout the world and be more aggressive than President Obama if I chose to?
That's your choice, Senator.
Do you think he was justified in imposing new sanctions based on what Russia did?
I do.
Okay. So to those of you who want to throw rocks, you're going to get a chance here soon. And if we don't throw rocks, we're going to make a huge mistake. Admiral Rogers, is this going to stop until we make the cost higher?
We have got to change the dynamic here because we're on the wrong end of the cost equation.
Yeah, you got that right. Could it be Republicans' next election?
This is not about parties per se.
Yeah, it's not like we're so much better at cybersecurity than Democrats.
Right.
Now, I don't know what Putin was up to, but I don't remember anything about Trump in the election. Do you agree with me that the foundation of democracy is political parties, and when one political party is compromised, all of us are compromised?
Yes, sir.
All right. Now, as to what to do, you say you think this was approved at the highest level of government in Russia, generally speaking. Is that right?
That's what we said.
Okay. Who's the highest level of government?
Well, the highest is President Putin.
Do you think a lot happens in Russia big that he doesn't know about?
Not very many.
Yeah, I don't think so
Certainly
either.
None that are politically sensitive in another country.
Okay. Now, as we go forward and try to deter this behavior, we're going to need your support now and in the future. So I want to let the President-elect know that it's okay to challenge the intel. You're absolutely right to want to do so. But what I don't want you to do is undermine those who are serving our nation in this arena until you're absolutely sure they need to be undermined. And I think they need to be uplifted, not undermined.